Oh, yeah. So, guys, today we're going to be touching on this brief live. We're going to be touching on why you need to save for a down payment. Now, before I get into the nitty gritty, I want to go ahead and this whole live is going to be just based. We're going to use the FHA loan as a scenario. So, oftentimes, a lot of first-time home buyers, they love to get first-time home buyers assistance. Now, depending on the lender that you go to and depending on what your credit score is, first-time home buyers assistance and down payment assistance is not always guaranteed. It's based off your debt-to-income ratio, your credit score, and also how much money you're actually bringing in yearly. And, of course, you got to have your tax returns, this, that, and the third. But what a lot of people fail to realize, and what will help a lot of first-time home buyers getting into the process is, maybe trying to plan out that you're going to buy a home a year in advance. When I say do that a year in advance, that way you do your own due diligence and do as much studying as you need to. And the reason I say that why is because oftentimes a lot of people, they say, okay, we need to buy a home. And of course, the average person ends up financing their home, which is nothing wrong with that. But when you're financing, you need to understand the type of loan that you're getting. So, perfect example, if you guys are getting an FHA loan, an FHA loan is a good loan. It's pretty much protects you. They're not going to let you get a trash house or a house that needs too much work done. The house needs to be in good living condition. But the cons to that is let's go over the pros. The pros to that is that they're giving you this large sum of money, but when they give you this large sum of money, they at least require you to make some type of down payment. And, of course, you have to factor in your closing costs. Now, the down payment is actually not a lot of money. It's actually one of the lowest. It's 3.5%. That's all they asking you to bring is 3.5% of whatever the purchase price of the house that you want. So, perfect example. If you guys are pre-approved for $100,000 and they're going to put on your pre-approval letter and it's an FHA loan, they're going to put on your pre-approval letter that your down payment is going to be 3.5%. But remember, your closing cost is going to be 3.5% as well. That's going to come to a total of 7% of the total purchase price. So if we were using $100,000, that would be $3,500 for your down payment, $3,500 for your closing costs. That would be $7,000. Now, where a lot of first-time home buyers go wrong is that a lot of first-time home buyers just think that they can just, start the process at any time without having no money saved up. Now, in a real estate transaction, you guys have to think of real estate no matter whether you're trying to buy an investment property or even trying to just buy a single-family home. Real estate is an investment. Buying a home is an investment. So, when you are making an investment, you can't make an investment with no money. This is why you have to have money saved up. So, that 3.5% down payment or that 3.5% closing cost, that's pretty much your investment money because you're really not putting no money down already. They just at least require that you put down 3.5%. And that's what I recommend, especially for those who you guys tend to get a pre-approval letter. Actually read the pre-approval letter. Don't just look at the number. And that's why, you need to have a great real estate agent like myself so I can go ahead and explain that to you guys. That way you guys are very informed on what's going on. So that down payment is pretty much your investment. That's all the money you really have to put down along with closing costs. And then, of course, paying things like inspections, getting inspections done, getting a survey done, appraisal done, all that's a little extra stuff that actually ties into your closing costs. But here's the thing, guys. So if you guys, for instance, are approved for $100,000, your closing costs and your down payment is going to be around $7,000. So that's how much you need to be aiming to save up. So if you already have that specific price point of what type of house you're trying to buy, whatever price point that is, and maybe you get pre-approved or anything like that, go ahead and start saving that amount of money for a down payment. And I recommend saving a little bit extra. That way you can pay for other things like, brand new furniture, and also just replacing anything. But you don't want to walk into the home buying process just thinking that you can just walk in without saving no money. That's how you cripple yourselves, especially when we're in a seller's market. Because a lot of first-time home buyers also have the thought that they can just walk into the market with any time without checking what the market is like, and just think that sellers are going to be obligated to pay their closing costs and their down payment, when that is not the case. That's not how that works. Even if you can get assistance, that does not guarantee that sellers are going to pay your closing costs. I'm letting you guys know, in a seller's market, which in my area, what's going on right now in the real estate market in Pensacola, in a seller's market, sellers are not paying nothing, especially if they don't have to. If you're in a multiple offer situation, they're going to choose the deal where they don't have to pay nothing every time. And just like, all you guys have to also keep this in mind. Just like you are out here looking, it's somebody else who's out here looking. But it's also, you have to keep in mind, there's also somebody out here who took the time to save up as much money as they could for their down payment and their closing costs, because they understand how competitive real estate actually is, especially when it comes to buying a home, and a first-time home at that. But you guys have to understand that you can walk in, you can get lucky. We can negotiate something to where a seller, they might pay some of your closing costs, but at the end of the day, you need to have a good amount of money saved up. $3,000 is not going to do it, especially if you are somebody who, say you pre-approved for $180,000 house. $3,000 is not going to do it. You need at least I personally recommend a good $10,000. But again, a good formula that you guys can use is that 7% of whatever your purchase price is. So if it's 180, 7% of 180. If it's 100,000, 7% of 100,000. That's how much you need to save, and I recommend even saving a little bit more just to be on the safe side. But I definitely don't want you guys to cripple yourselves walking into the home buying process and just thinking, you're going to buy a house with no down payment. You need to, even if you can get somebody to give you those funds, try establishing that before you even start the process. Or, getting a grant, or however you're going to get your money. And then for those right now, it's actually tax season. So with it being tax season, a lot of people are going to get more money than they've ever had at one time in the entire year. So what a lot of you guys need to do is, if you plan on buying a house next year or within the next 6 months, you don't need to spend that tax refund. You need to save that and put that towards your down payment, and then you guys will be a lot better off going that route versus walking into it blindly with no direction. But I hope you guys like this small little live video. I hope it's very informational. I just want everybody to have as many opportunities as possible and be able to be in a good position to win. So if any of you guys like this video, and you want some more real estate game, or you want to work with me directly, feel free to DM me right now, or click on the contact information. You can email me, you can call me, and we can get you started on your home buying journey. But the takeaway of this is that make sure you guys are actually saving for a down payment. Even if you gotta wait a whole year or 2 years to save how much money you need to do what you have to do. And even if you gotta cut some bills, cut some subscriptions for a couple months, do what you have to do to put yourself in the best position. Because when you come prepared, when somebody comes with their down payment already ready, that makes them in a better position than somebody who doesn't have no money saved up. Because the thing I found out is a lot of people make a ton of money. The thing is that nobody saves their money. A lot of people don't save their money. So, you save your money will save you, especially in the time when you're trying to buy a house. So I definitely recommend that. And again, I am not a financial advisor, so this is just free game to make your real estate home buying process go a lot easier. But at the end of the day, everybody's responsible for their own actions. But But guys, make sure you guys save for a down payment and save for closing costs. And if you guys need a great realtor in Florida, I'll be more than happy to assist you.